Good evening, everyone. Today we have joined in Wednesday Dhamma discussion and Dhamma reading. And before starting of the session, we will pay homage to the Buddha. We can recite this Namo Tassa all together. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato Sammā Sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Sammā Sambuddhassa. Yes, today we will. Today I have chosen a topic from the book Life is Meditation, Meditation is Life. We will read the Noble Eightfold Path written by Bhante Vimalaramsi, our teacher. I will share the screen now. I think it is visible. And I request Nanda Madam, if possible, you can read. All will read together. All can read.
Yes, practical application of the Eightfold Path. There are actually many different ways and levels to talk about the Eightfold Path, which is the most important facet of the Buddha's teachings when seen in dependent origination. In relationship to the development of meditation, the way we need to discuss this is through the applied aspects of doing the meditation and using a much deeper but still a very practical approach to understanding how the Eightfold Path works. The normal ways of thinking about the Eightfold Path are 1. Right view, 2. Right thought, 3. Right speech, 4. Right action, 5. Right livelihood, 6. Right effort, 7. Right mindfulness, 8. Right concentration. They are commonly put into the 3 categories of morality, which is sila, concentration, which is samadhi, and wisdom, panya. But actually, all of this is only the surface way of looking at this. The explanation here about this path is a much deeper way that relates directly to meditation and to the meditator's training of how to do observations of dependent origination. In order to present a slightly different way of looking at this, things have been changed a bit so that it will become easier to understand. The reason is that when this path is broken into 3 categories, the middle category, which is sila, is most often forgotten about. This is because morality, that is sila, when looked at this way, doesn't really seem to have anything to do with the meditation practice. Dividing up the Eightfold Path can effectively change it to a Fivefold Path. This kind of surface interpretation doesn't tend to help or deepen one's own personal investigation and understanding of the Dhamma. When the changes in both words and meaning are shown and explained, this will become clearer. This Eightfold Path is so important that the Buddha included it in the very first discourse that he gave, the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the turn
Dhammacakka Patana Sutta.
Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Thank you. The turning of the wheel of Dhamma. He was teaching the first 5 ascetics about the correct way to practice meditation and was showing how his understanding of the Dhamma was different from other teachings. As it says in many suttas, the Dhamma is well expounded by the Buddha. It is immediately effective and invites one to come and see, which leads to final revelation here and now.
Yes. Nanda madam, just I would like to pause here just for telling the brief things about Bhante Vimalaramsi's intention, Bhante's intention in writing this book. First of all, I would like to tell that this is one of the famous book of Bhante Vimalaramsi. Life is meditation. Meditation is life. This is written by Bhante Vimalaramsi. In this book, Bhante has explained the detailed aspects of our tranquil wisdom inside meditation technique, and he has rated the Buddha, as everyone knows that Buddha has taught about the Eightfold Path. Here in this particular chapter, Bhante Vimalaramsi has expounded the Eightfold Path and its application to our twin practice in detail. Like as we know, this Eightfold Path has right view, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. And as you know, that these Eightfold Path are actually categorized into 3 things, which is Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. I will show that category also so that it will be helpful for you to get understanding in detail. Um, I think you can able to see all. Nanda madam, you could able to see the presentation.
Yes, I can.
Yes.
Thank you.
This is the thing which we are talking. Like these Eightfold Paths had been categorized into 3 things. Sila part. Sila part is the precepts which we take. The Sila part in this Eightfold Path is right speech, right action, and right livelihood comes under Sila part. Samadhi. Samadhi means the practice which we are doing day to day is comes under the right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration, or right collectedness comes under Samadhi. And the outcome of the Sila and Samadhi is Panya. And Panya is developing like getting the understanding of things. That's why right understanding and right thought is categorized under Panya. These are the thing. And the first being the Sila. Sila is the base for anything. Even in our practice, if one follows the Sila, then he could able to cultivate Samadhi. And if someone doesn't follow the Sila, and it will be very difficult for him to cultivate Samadhi. Like if someone follows the sila and follows and daily he practices the meditation, then definitely he will develop the wisdom, which is the understanding levels and understanding of the thought. And these three are interrelated, as we know. Like sila helps to develop samadhi, samadhi helps to develop panya, and panya in turn develops us to we get motivated to again to strengthen our sila samadhi, and all these three are very interrelated. And this is a stupa which we can remember, like base of the foundation is the sila, samadhi is between, and top portion is wisdom. And here I would like to mention that Buddha has taught this first very discourse about this eightfold path in Dhammachakka Pavatana Sutta, turning of the wheel of Dhamma. And initially, Buddha was teaching to 5 ascetics, and he was telling about the correct way of practicing the meditation. And as we know in our Buddha's teaching, the as Nanda Madam also read this statement, it is very like it is immediately effective. Like if one cultivates loving kindness, definitely his mind will be in a loving kindness, and invites one to come and see, and one can experience easily. The one can see Ehi Pasiko, I believe the correct true thing, Ehi Pasiko, uh, which leads to final liberation here and now. And Ashok sir, do you want to read?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you can read, sir.
Yeah, yeah. I think it start from here, no?
Yes, yes, from
Yeah,
here.
yeah. What this shows is that the path to the cessation of suffering is an experience that can still happen today. When a mediator goes back to closely practice the foundation teachings of the Buddha, this wonderful path to the cessation of suffering has 8 parts, and they must all be practiced at the same time while the mediator is doing the meditation. Every fold in the eightfold path has a practical aspects to it and teaches understanding of how to let go of the suffering talk about in the noble truths. Now, let us take a look at the eightfold path in slightly different way. For one thing, the word pride seems to be a little hard for our purpose of understanding. The author chose to use the word harmonious instead of right. This tends to put a softer approach to the actual practice of meditation. Using the word right automatically brings to mind the opposite, which is the wrong. This tends to make one's mind see things in a black or white and nothing in between. The word harmonious doesn't seem to do this, and it gives a more fluid kind of feeling to all of these different aspects of the Eightfold Path. Truth seekers, as they live their lives, can ask, am I really being in harmony with what is happening in the present moment right now? This kind of questions can help the mediator to remember to stay on the path that leads to the cessation of all suffering. The Eightfold Path. Eightfold Path. Harmonious perspective, right view, understanding. Harmonious imaging, right thought. Harmonious communication, right speech. Harmonious movement, right action. Harmonious lifestyle, right livelihood. harmonious practice, right effort, harmonious observation, right mindfulness, harmonious collectedness, right concentration.
Yes, I would like to just pause here, sir. Ashok
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, yeah,
Just I would like to explain like what Bhante Vimalaramsi has intention in saying this. In first paragraph, Bhante is saying that cessation of suffering is like the meaning of cessation of suffering is like removal of suffering. This experience of free from suffering can still happen today. And if we closely closely practice the actual Buddha's teaching, practice the basic foundation of teachings of the Buddha, it can happen even now. Like let us say someone is meditating, and if he is getting distraction, if one applies 6 hours, then he's basically getting removal of the suffering from it. This is a
yeah,
wonderful path, and what Bante's intention is here. Here, the cessation of suffering can happen if all the eight noble path, eightfold path is followed while practicing the meditation. This is a very key thing. And our practice of 6 hours will follow the noble eightfold path. And any path which follows eightfold path will make you cessation of suffering. And our 6 hour follows the eightfold path. And we will let go of suffering by using the 6 hours. And here, Bhante, in general, the eightfold path here, which we use is right view. We use the word right here. Here, the Bhante uses a slightly different perspective from, instead of using the right, Bhante uses the word called as harmonious. Because if one says right, then in the back of the mind, one may have that it may be a wrong. That's why Bhante uses the word harmonious instead of right. And Bhante uses one question that, am I really being in harmony? What is happening in the present moment? And this kind of question will help our meditators. Like here, eightfold path, Bhante uses, instead of right view or right understanding, Bhante uses a word called as harmonious perspective. Perspective is a different word than the view. It's a view. Right thought, harmonious imaging. Imaging is the word which is being used because whenever one thought comes, we imagine something about it. That's why the word harmonious imaging has come. Right speech, Bhante uses harmonious communication. Speech is something which we say, and communication is something which goes from one person to another person to another. Both communication is there. And right action, Bhante uses harmonious movement. And action happens only through the movement. I think Bhante has that perspective. Right livelihood, Bhante uses the word harmonious lifestyle. Right effort, it is harmonious practice. Right mindfulness, harmonious observation. Right concentration, harmonious collectedness. These are the words being used. Now I request if new one has joined. Paul sir, can you read? Paul sir.
I'd rather not, actually. No, thank you.
Fine. Gopinath sir, can you read, sir? Gopinath sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes,
My
sir. You're
mobile I
audible,
cannot.
sir.
No laptop here. Sorry.
Okay, fine. Fine, sir.
Okay.
I think Nanda madam can read. Continue.
Number 1, Sammā Diṭṭhi, harmonious perspective, right view. This is at the beginning of the Eightfold Path because it sets the tone of the impersonal aspect of the entire path. This harmonious perspective, which is right view, is talking about the perspective of everything that arises as being an impersonal process, which is anatta, to be observed. When out of harmony with the present moment, which is Dhamma or truth, the meditator is taking whatever arises personally, that is atta, and then there is the personal desire to control all thoughts and sensations when they arise. This is where the craving begins to arise, and craving always shows itself as being a tightness or tension in both mind and body. Please remember that the tightness or tension in one's head is a part of the body and needs to be relaxed also. There is a membrane wrapped around the brain, and this membrane contracts or tightens whenever a thought, feeling, or sensation arises. This tightness is commonly called craving and is the I like it or I don't like it mind. At that time, the meditator tries to make these phenomena be the way we want them to be. Anytime a meditator tries to fight or control the Dhamma, the truth of the present moment, anytime one tries to change the Dhamma, the truth of the present moment, anytime one tries to make the Dhamma, the truth of the present moment, be any way other than it actually is, this is the cause of great pain and suffering. This is the first noble truth. Suffering or being out of harmony with our perspective of the present moment when we are taking everything that arises as being part of an I, me, mine, which is atta perspective. Why does suffering occur? Because of the unharmonious perspective of I want things to be the way I want them to be, when I want them this way. This I, me, mine concept or perspective, which is atta, is the very problem to be seen, let go of, and relaxed in all.
Madam, can you explain here, madam? I will scroll.
Sammā Diṭṭhi that's the Pali word. The English translation is Harmonious Perspective, according to Bhante Vimalaramsi, but it's normally translated as right view. Sammā Diṭṭhi, the right view, the harmonious perspective, is the first of the 8 noble path. It is the beginning of it. It is actually talking about the impersonal nature. It basically saying don't take anything personally. Our habitual tendencies is we take everything as I, me, mine. And we try to control whatever that arises in our mind. And so with right view, we got to learn to let go rather than unconsciously creating pain and suffering in our lives by getting attached to the phenomena, taking it as it's mine, and wanting to control everything instead of letting go and relaxing.
Yes. Madam, you can continue to read this one. This sentence you can repeat so that it will be in continuation.
Yeah. This I, me, mine concept or perspective, which is atta, is the very problem to be seen, let go of, and relaxed in all movements or shifts of mind's attention from one thing to another. As the meditator begins to understand that all phenomena, which is mentality, materiality, nama, rupa, that arise, which is anicca, are a part of an impersonal, which is anatta, process to be observed, let go of, relaxed, and smiled into. Then the meditator will be more able to see the slight tightness or tensions or movement of mind's attention caused by taking things personally. The relaxing when the meditator is doing the breath meditation brings recognition of the tightness and tension. This tightness is how one recognizes all 6 kinds of craving, tanha, the craving at each sense door. This is where the very first part of the unharmonious perspective, that is wrong view, or being out of harmony with the true nature of the impersonal perspective in all movements and even vibrations that arise in mind's attention moment to moment occurs. When the meditator develops a harmonious perspective, which is right view, we let go of this kind of personal attitude by seeing through the eyes of the impersonal nature of everything that arises in the present moment. When the meditator takes anything as being I, me, mine, personally, at that time, the meditator is not able to see or understand any of the noble truths. Why? Because the craving, which is I like it, I don't like it mind, and clinging, the stories that go along with the opinions, concepts, and the false idea of a personal self, papancha, have clouded our perspective. This is the way mind pushes us around and makes us think that every problem that arises through our daily lives is an emergency and such a big problem that it seems insurmountable. This deluded mind brings up all kinds of dissatisfaction and even depression. If one can't see exactly how mind works, the way modern society works these days, wherever arises will be taken as being mine personally. This causes a lot of suffering because the meditator struggles with I want to control this feeling with my thoughts. And when this approach doesn't work, out of total frustration, they turn to taking drugs or alcohol to get relief from this pain and suffering. This happens instead of looking at the deeper aspects of how mind's attention occurs and how one can actually change one's perspective from I am this, the false personal belief, to it's only this, the impersonal observation which is easy to let go of and relax. The first step of the eightfold path is really the key that unlocks the suffering. This step shows us the deep realization that everything that arises is simply a part of an impersonal process which can be seen most clearly through the letting go of craving, by relaxing and seeing all movements or shifts of mind's attention as being a part of the dukkha. The rest of this path shows us how to do this also.
Yes, madam. Can you explain, madam, from here? We have started reading from here.
Now, atta is I, me, mine. So this is the problem. So we got to learn to let go and relax. When we notice our mind's attention is moving from one thing to another, we got to be attentive as to the movements of our minds. We need to observe the process and take things impersonally, which is anatta, and we got to learn to let go, relax, and smile. This is the 6 steps that we use when we practice the 6-hour TWIM meditation, then we notice a slight tightness and tension. When our mind's attention moves, we become aware of the tightness and tension in our body and mind. And this tightness and tension is what causes us to take things personally. So we need to learn to relax. As soon as we notice this tightness and tension, we need to learn to relax the body and mind and recognize the tightness and tension. And when we do that, we are relaxing the craving. This happens in each sense dose, which is the 6 senses that we have at eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. So when we meditate, and also when we are not, all our movements and vibrations arise moment to moment. And if we have the right will, we could learn to relax our body and mind and let it go, that tightness and tension, and experience the relaxation. We immediately notice a reduction of the suffering, and take these movements as impersonal. When we take anything as I, me, mine, personally, we are unable to see the noble truths, because the craving, a kind of a takeover, the craving is I like it, I don't like it, mind. And we tend to think about it and create unnecessary stories and opinions and concepts, which is in Pali called papancha. When mental proliferation, which is papancha, happens, our mind is clouded. We are not able to see things clearly. The problem that arises through our daily lives instead of, if we don't learn to relax, these tightness and tensions become a huge big problem, and we unconsciously create unhappiness and dissatisfaction and even depression. So this is a kind of a deluded mind. Our mind becomes deluded, not clear. We can't see clearly. So we got to learn to see these movements in our mind, so that we can make an effort not to take movements in the mind personally as mine. Suffering occurs because we have the feeling, I want to control this feeling with my thoughts. So when this happens, unhappiness and frustration and delusion and mind becomes unclear, and sadly some people get so frustrated and they turn to taking drugs or alcohol to reduce this frustration. But what they're actually doing is creating even further pain and suffering unconsciously. So we got to learn to look how mind attention occurs, and actually change the perception of I am this, which is a false perception, false belief, into impersonal observation. And when we let go and relax, that problem becomes it's only this. We can become quite clear about the problem and able to respond to the problem. The first step of the Eight Noble Path is really the key which unlocks the suffering. So this first step, which is right view, harmonious perspective, help us to realize that everything that arises is simply a part of an impersonal process. When we learn to let go of that tightness and tension, what we are doing is letting go of the craving by relaxing, and then we can see the movements, shifts of mind's attention as being part of the dukkha.
Yes, madam.
So
Thank you, madam. It's really very good thing that we need to learn from this is everything that arises is a part of impersonal process, and the way which we look for it, like I, me, myself, will create a suffering for us. Very good thing the Bhante has said in this book. And I would like to stop here and start discussing about the practice. Ashok sir, do you want to share something about your practice and how it's going on?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Surely. Initially, I started with the loving and kindness for the sake first scheduled program, and then continue the forgiveness. And I have continued forgiveness for some time, And after coming back to the loving and kindness, after doing a forgiveness, has had a great advantage for me. And I could easily able to share my merit to my spiritual guru and the spiritual friend. My mind becomes so calm and quiet. Even during loving and kindness, now presently I'm doing loving and kind. So during the meditation process also, though thoughts are coming in mind number of times, but with the help of the 6 hours, I could able to uh, come back to the original meditative state of mind. So it's going on. Even I'm doing a walking meditation once in a day. So it also goes so well. Uh, sometime even during a walking also na, during a normal walking also na, automatically the words comes in my mind that I forgot you, you forget me. So is it okay
Is it
during
okay?
the
Again,
casual
what you
walk?
need to do is, sir, let us say it because of your continual practice of forgiveness meditation for some time,
Uh-huh.
the habitual tendency of mind is to recollect those things. It's fine.
Yeah,
Whenever you remember, just again 6 hours and come back to your spiritual friend. Share your
yeah,
loving kindness to your spiritual friend.
sure,
And if
sure.
you have any doubts or anything, you're free to call us. We are happy to help you to guide to walk in the path.
Yeah, definitely,
We
sir.
are to support.
Definitely. I
We
will,
all go together in this path.
yeah, definitely, sir. Definitely. Definitely. Definitely, I will call you in case of
You can
any
come.
need arises for me.
We are always available to share you
Yeah,
best things.
yeah.
Good, sir.
Thank
Nice
you,
to hear.
sir.
Nice to see you joining.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir. And
Thank
what I am recollecting in my mind is like wise friendship. Buddhas have talked about wise friendship in the sense one has to be with wise friends, like one
definitely,
who
yes.
is having a good way towards the path, good understanding level. It will be helping each other to walk in the path. It's very good,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, yeah.
Like this
To
group,
develop understanding of Dhamma. Yeah,
yes,
yes.
like this evening group is also like a friendship group, like friends group, Dhamma friends group,
Uh-huh.
where we meet each other, not physically, but virtually we meet together to discuss something which will be beneficial to both of them, which will
Definitely.
help in
Yes,
our
sir.
practice. Good.
Yeah, that is always so. There are so many things which we can better understand through discussions only.
Truly.
Yeah.
Nanda madam, do you want to share something which will be helping for everyone?
Thank you very much for reading this, Sachin. Um, I find when I was reading it is very practical. Um, instead of just reading the Eightfold Path, but when we read this, we understand, um, and we can apply it to daily meditations and also to daily life, and helps to observe what's going on in my mind. Actually, the right view is very, very important. Basically, if I understand the right view in a in-depth way, it definitely helped me to reduce the suffering, helps me to use the 6R process. I like Bhante Vimalaramsi saying, ask questions from your own self. Am I in harmony?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that's great actually.
Truly.
And also harmonious imaging. That's very important as well. Only when this was read that I realized, yeah, it is very true. Yeah, it is emphasize the importance of noticing the movements of my own mind rather than brushing it off. And it is the practicality of this practice, the 6R process, the steps. Yeah, thank you very, very much. Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you, madam. Really, you have read a major portion. Like, it is very good. What I get benefited from your reading is you read with patience and you explain patiently, madam, which we need to learn in our generation. Thank you, madam.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Paul, sir, do you want to share something?
Thank you all for the teaching. I don't have anything to say really. Thank you again.
Yes, how is your practice going on?
Yeah, it's okay.
Could you able to practice regularly?
Sorry?
Could you able to practice regularly?
I do practice regularly, yes.
Great. Nice to hear. Nice to hear. Yes, Gopinath sir, do you want to share something?
You can.
Yes, you are muted, I think, sir. You can unmute and speak.
Now unmuted, no?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Yeah, it's okay. Now, okay, everything is okay. Fine, no problem. Every day, able to sit for 2 hours easily.
Excellent. Excellent, sir.
And by every day, I do little forgiveness meditation before the loving kindness meditation, 2-3 minutes. So that also helps.
Okay. Okay. Good, sir. Excellent. I think.
Now, this spacious mind, you can use this spacious mind to heal body alignment also.
Okay. Okay.
Because it's basically the mind which one is healing all bodily alignments. So I am able to try in that direction also. So the spacious mind means that miracle mind is able to heal the body alignments more quickly.
Okay.
So there is a double benefit of this 6 hours and all these things.
Truly, it will make basically from suffering free. Any form of
Yeah,
mental
physically
trauma.
means any diseases also you can use this technique. That once that miracle, normal mind will not heal. That miracle mind after 6 hours, the tranquil mind, you can use it for healing body alignments. It actually heals also. I tried myself for this way also. It actually works.
Great, sir. Nice to hear. Really, it helps. Like even Bante also sometimes he talks about it, about intuition,
Ah.
intuitive mind.
And these 6 hours, no, any some images arise in your mind, thought arises, then some images arise. That to 6 hours.
Yes, correct.
Is it
6 hours.
right now?
Yes, correct.
No,
We need to do 6 hours. Yes.
no, that method I'm telling. Suddenly, you don't go for 6 hours. Wait for an image to come up in the mind. Then doing 6 hours. Is it right or is it how you practice this?
Normally, what for advanced students, Bante or Delson says is, while sitting meditation, just you have in your mind that we will be sitting for this much period. Let us say, I will sit for 1 hour 5 minutes.
Mm.
Like you can just think in your mind, just have a one thing in your mind that I will be sitting for around 2 hours, 2 hours 2 minutes.
Mm.
Then after meditation, you can just see that whether it matches, like determination levels you can see in your practice also.
Mm. So normally I don't think anything. I just sit and the approximately that 2 hours automatically the mind clock started working.
Truly good. Good, sir. Good.
So I check that time it is 2 hours, but before I didn't think anything.
Good. You can
And
try
that
this way also. And even
sorry?
Bhante Vimalaramsi says in one of thing is like while sleeping for advanced students, sometimes he says to wake up at a particular time, like let us say after the completion of 7 hours, you can just imagine a time that I will wake up around 5
Yeah,
a.m.
that is true. That I am trying many years. Before that, before this meditation also I was trying and that is working for me.
Yes,
That many years before also I started trying. It actually works.
there's a works.
TikTok, it helps. And it
Good,
is
sir.
after doing this actually free of any alignments. That is the difference in me.
Okay, good, sir.
Zero
Good.
medical, zero tablet bill,
Excellent.
zero medical bill.
Excellent, sir. Excellent.
For that sometimes we fall sick. Some illness, something happens. Now last 4 years after this started, is zero medical bills for me.
Good, good. Excellent, sir.
So that time I understood that mind is healing. It's not like that we see. Mind actually heals.
Mm. Good,
Even
sir.
I go for long trips and all these things. 10 days, 15. I went for this Buddha tour or Bihar and Uttar Pradesh long trip, 15 days,
Okay,
20 days. And
great.
many people fell sick.
Okay,
But I didn't have even one hour of sickness.
good. This is the
That
advantages
means,
of loving kindness practice.
this is the advantages of your miracle mind which happens because of loving kindness.
Truly, truly,
Ah.
sir.
With a normal Vipassana meditation I did for 2 years, that mind will not become spacious in that.
Truly, truly.
So this mind became spacious and triangulate. It is easy to heal yourself. This experiment I am doing last 4 years, and before that I was not getting anywhere, but now correctly I get how it is functioning.
Good, sir. Good. Really,
Okay,
the
thank you
loving
very much.
kindness works. Loving kindness meditation works really.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Yes, sir. Nice to hear. It is inspiring to us also. And now we will share the minutes all together. You can read all along. May suffering ones be suffering free, and the fear struck fearlessly. May the grieving shed all grief, and may all beings find relief. May all beings share this merit that we have thus acquired for the acquisition of all kinds of happiness. May beings inhabiting space and air, devas and nagas of mighty power, share this merit of ours. May they long protect the Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thanking you, everyone. Thanking
Thank
you,
Mm.
you. Thank
Anand.
you very much.
Thank you, Nanda Madam. Thank you,
Thank
Paul sir. Thank you, Gopinath sir. Thank you, Sindhu.